When I got out of jail in 2019, I was on probation. And I was supposed to get hooked up with a psychiatrist, get on medication, stuff like that. Now, I had put my name in at Pennsylvania Counseling and T.W. Panessa. Called them probably more than once a week. Nothing. I thought, right away I'm thinking, okay, they're interfering. What do they want? I knew what they wanted. So I called a couple of psychiatrists and tried to set up an appointment. They never got back to me. I wonder why that is. One day I'm sitting in with my probation officer, Randy Stewart. He brings up Dr. Walters. I said, yeah, he's a good doctor. I always thought he was. So, okay, I wind up at Philhaven, the adult outpatient program. They interfered with T.W. Panessa and Pennsylvania Counseling. They never did call me, by the way. Even when I never took my name off the list. And even when I started to go to the adult day program at Philhaven, they never called me. Neither did the psychiatrist that I called. I called, I left my name and my number, and I said I'd like to schedule an appointment to see a psychiatrist to get back on some medication. They never called me. None of them did. So I go to the day program at Philhaven, and the first person I meet is Alyssa with intake. She screwed with me. I talked about that in another video. Had to do with a laminated questionnaire, colored markers, her acting bossy, saying, turn left, as I'm getting ready to walk out the door. You were supposed to turn right. I actually did turn left. I nearly walked into the wall. Also, my therapist, Dominic, screwed with me. One time we meet in his office, I guess. You can have the big chair. I said, don't talk to me that way. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Another time we're in his computer screen, and he says it's not his computer, it was another person's office. The computer screen was lavender, and at the same time, I'm situated where I can see out the window, and there was a cop parked outside the window. And he goes, does that bother you that there's a cop out there? I said, yeah, it bothers me that there's a cop out there because you're doing it deliberately. You're in on it. I didn't say that. And then he goes on about a story about some guy who got away with murder. Okay? Tell me what that's about. Dominic, my therapist at Philhaven. Dr. Walters, he didn't really do all that much, but he should have done more. I walked up to him one time. I said, I'd like to be treated for PTSD. He said, go to Dominic. I never brought it up to Dominic. That son of a bitch was already screwing with me. On my way there, they get a truck in front of me, the contents of which was configured to look like a phallic symbol. I'm following this thing all the way to Philhaven. And when I get there, there's a shredded truck. I don't know how many times there was a shredded truck there. And a truck, Stewart Construction, Stewart being the last name of my probation officer. Okay? So I'm telling you, they denied me my own psychiatrist. At the time I had the money to do it. I thought, well, I'll get the ball rolling. I'll just pay for it myself. They never got back to me. Pennsylvania Counseling never got back to me. T.W. Panessa never got back to me. And Philhaven screwed with me.